All right, third time's a charm, right? So this is the third time I've tried to record this video because I keep goofing things up. It's meant to be a really short video because I want to talk about a simple thing, personalizing your contact form uh, confirmation pages. Uh, so real quick, I'll just jump in, and this is really about a short code that I've created for my child theme for Generate Press that I use all the time for work to to make things more personal. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So I have my contact page, and I've implemented something really simple. Let's do a test submission for Bubba Smith. This shouldn't be a real email address, but maybe it is. I don't know. Let's not email Bubba. And I'm just going to say as a question, and I would like some help creating a new website for my business. Okay, and submit. And I get a simple personal thank you message. Thank you, Bubba. Message sent. Your submission is da 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 da. And you'll see up here we have what's called a URL uh, parameter or a query string or whatever you want to call it. So I've introduced a kind of a variable name and then a value to that name, and we can use that within our web page. Now, PHP has a very simple, I forget what you call it. It's like a global variable kind of thing. It's get, and I'll show you that in the short code later that will by default go and check things like that. But to look at my thank you page in WordPress, you can see here in very large all caps headline size, my short code, AHD parse query string with a param attribute that equals fname, and fname matches that parameter there in the URL, so it's going to replace it with that value, which in our case is Bubba. Okay, so very simple, right? And I'm going to show you in Gravity Forms where I introduced that. So I'm going to go to Forms, and I have my contact form. We're going to go to Settings and Confirmations. And by the way, this should work with, I would think, just about any form plugin that you want to use with WordPress, because I think all of them give you the ability to do these passing values or data via a query string like this. So you can see here, and they give you a sample with phone number, email. So I've used fname equals, and I've used the Gravity Forms merge tag to get the first name to output that. And I thought we'd take it a step further just to show you how it can, do a little bit more. So we're going to use an ampersand to add another value of budget equals, and let's go snag that budget merge tag. Okay. So let's go back to my contact form. Okay, so now when I submit the form, the URL should contain not only the first name, but also the budget with the corresponding value. But I don't have anything in my thank you page to grab that value yet. So we're going to use this short code. By the way, and you probably know this is kind of a given with a thank you page. I don't want it to show up in search engine results or search queries on my website. So I'm using the SEO framework plugin. It's my kind of go-to because it's super lightweight and not crazy branded. It kind of blends in well with WordPress. So I'm telling all the index, link following, archiving, all that, no, don't record any of this and exclude this page from all search queries on the site. So let's see here. I have, that's just a paragraph, right? Yep. Okay. So now I'll do another paragraph. Let's do you specified, and let's do the short code HD parse query string param equals budget for your budget. Boom. Okay. So, and you know what? Yeah, I'm doing some, I have some built-in animation classes, fade ins and things like that for text just to make it fancy. So I'm going to put that here as well. And I'm going to set a delay of 1,000. So it's going to be a nice cascade, that each thing will animate in or fade in as it loads. Anyway, okay, so you specified HT parse query string param budget for your budget. Okay, that should work. So I'm going to save that. And we're going to do another Bubba again. Oop. Okay, so let's specify, we'll just do that one. And again, I need some help launching a new website for my business. Okay, submit. All right. Okay, so not only do we have thank you, Bubba, but you can see up here our budget is included, and it's been HTML encoded, and I'll show you that in the shortcode. And I think it will do that automatically anyway, just because it's a URL parameter in the browser. But now we also have you specified this amount for your budget. So it's personalized, and you can do all kinds of stuff with this to, whatever, make it more personal, make it more informative. Sky's the limit, whatever you can think of. And I guess I need to show you the shortcode now. Okay, so if I jump over to, and you can see where I'm creating the card for this video, but let's jump over to code editor. Okay, so this is my child theme, and what I've done is, so I have a functions PHP file that has some stuff in it, but at the bottom I've used all these require statements to pull in various bits and pieces from my ink folder over here, and shortcodes is the last one. I have a video on the child theme itself, but it's quite old and needs to be updated. Generate Press and Generate Blocks now do a lot more things that, so that I don't need all this stuff. But anyway, that's another video, another time. So I'm going to open up shortcodes, and this is my shortcodes.php file, and it's got various shortcodes. And the last one is the one for parsing the query strings. So it's super simple, about as simple as a shortcode gets. And I encourage you to Google, create your own WordPress shortcode, whatever search term will pull up that information. Google has lots of documentation on this. There are lots of tutorials out there how to do this. So the shortcode itself is an action, I think, or a filter. I can't remember what WordPress calls it specifically, but it is a function. You give it a name. This is the name of your shortcode, and that's how you call it. And then there's a function, actually, a callback function to actually do the stuff that makes it work. And I usually give it the name of the shortcode plus this underscore func for function. And the function takes a parameter to collect attributes. And this is standard across, I think, any custom WordPress shortcodes. And then you run this little bit here that will create or creates an array, or rather it is an array of possible parameters, and we only have one param, and right now we've set it by default to equal nothing. So what it's doing is we're telling it to collect all of these values into, I think it creates its own array with this one key called param that we're gathering, and we're also assigning it here to our own new PHP variable called param, and param is going to grab whatever we've included for that for the value we've assigned to param in our shortcode. So if you see the example up here, param equals parameter name. So that could be f name, that could be budget, that could be nickname, or, well, maybe not nickname. I will warn you, WordPress has some reserved parameters that you cannot use, or it'll throw a 404 error. I was beating my head against the wall because I tried to use name to begin with, and it kept throwing an error. Anyway, so just be aware of that. But whatever parameter that are allowed parameter name you give it, it's going to fill it here, and it's going to go and check if it's set. So this is that PHP get I was telling you about. It's going to go look in the URL for a parameter named fname, budget, whatever we've assigned it in our shortcode. And if it's there, it's going to go ahead, and we have a new variable called value. It's going to assign the parameter name, the parameter value to that PHP variable, and then we're going to return it. We're going to output it. Then the shortcode, so you don't have to do an echo or anything like that. The shortcode will spit it out because that's what it does. We just have to tell it to return something. And we're using HTML special characters. It's kind of a security thing. It cleans up any, keeps people from inserting anything malicious. I think primarily like, some crazy JavaScript to try to make it do some stuff that you don't want it to do. So anyway, it's just good practice. And I'm going on what I've read. That's not me personally. If there is not a matching parameter in the URL, it's just going to return blank. It's going to do nothing. It will output literally nothing. So that's how it works. I'm going to include there's a GitHub gist with this shortcode. So you don't need my child theme to use it. You can just drop it in your functions.php file. You can drop it in a code snippet plugin, whatever, and it should work. And you can name it whatever you like. It doesn't have to be AHD. Just make sure you rename it accordingly so that it matches here and here. This one doesn't matter as long as it is the function name that makes it do stuff. So anyway, that is it. And just to show you how flexible it is, it doesn't have to work with a plugin necessarily. You can create your own link, and as long as you have a link in WordPress that will point somewhere and include these parameters, we can say Sally is the first name, and she has a budget of whatever, and hit return, and yeah, thank you, Sally. You specified whatever for your budget. Okay. So that's that. Enjoy, have fun with that. I've got some more handy videos coming out of the pipes. I'm trying anyway. And like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon on the next one. Thanks.